Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
A'udzu billahi minasyaitonir rajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Iqra bismi rabbikal ladzi khalaq. Khalaqal insana min 'alaq. Iqra wa rabbukal akram. Alladzi 'allama bil qalam. 'Allamal insana ma lam ya'lam. Kalla innal insana la yatgha aw ra'ahu istaghna. Inna ila rabbika ruj'a. Ara'aital ladzi yanhar abadan idza shalla. Ara'aita in kana 'alal huda aw amara bit taqwa. Ara'aita in kadzdzaba wa tawalla. Alam ya'lam bi anna Allaha yara. Kalla illam yantahi lanasfa'am bin nasiyah. Nasiyatin kadibatin khati'ah. Fal yad'u nabiyah. Sanada'u zabaniyah. Kalla la tuti'hu wasjud waqtarib. Shadaqallahul azim. Syukran from me. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Alhamdulillah wa barakallah. Thank you to Akbarif for reciting the Quran for us. Hopefully, this day's discussion will go well. So, Zafran, what's next? Okay, our next agenda is opening speech by Ustazah Nani Rastowardani SE as headmaster of SMPI NSB Serang. Ustazah Nani, time is yours.
Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, how are you today, my students? I hope you always happy and healthy.
Yeah, thank you.
First of all, let's thank and pray to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala who has given us mercy and blessing so can gather here in this condition. It's a good condition and healthy. I hope you always happy, my students. Salawat and salam. Let's say to my Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, who has bringing us from the darkness into the lightness. Honorable Headmaster of MTS Ibad Ar-Rahman, teachers and also students, especially the best student from MTS Ibad Ar-Rahman, Muhammad Zaki. How are you today, Muhammad Zaki? Muhammad Zaki, are you okay today?
I'm fine, alhamdulillah.
Okay, Alhamdulillah. And then Honorable Headmaster from SABP Mahat Ahmadi Negeri 9 Malaysia, and teacher, student, and the best student from SABP Mahat Ahmadi Negeri 9 Malaysia, Halis. How are you today, Halis? Are you okay? Halis?
Hello, can you hear me?
Halis? Are you okay, Halis?
Yes, yes, I'm okay today.
Alhamdulillah. And then thanks to Ustadz Baidowi and Ustadz Yogi who have preparing this agenda very well.
Okay.
Special thanks to the best student from SMP Islam Nurul Fikri Boarding School, Ramadan Fahri, Zafran, and Khalid Ismail Hania. I hope this podcast can make a new friend and improve your English skill. Let's work together to make this podcast success. I wish you all the best and look forward to hearing your idea. And then congratulations and taking this exciting step. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of your effort and enthusiasm. And see you next podcast and enjoy this podcast. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Waalaikumsalam
Warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Mr. Nadik, for the speech. And after that, let's hear the opening speech from Mr. Firdaus as the leader of the English organization in Mahat Ahmadi Negeri 9 Malaysia. To Mr. Firdaus, the time is yours.
Testing, can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes.
you can hear you very well.
So, good afternoon, everyone. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin, wassalatu wassalam ala ashrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. So, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for inviting SAPP Mahat Ahmadi. Thank you for inviting my students, Kalish Naufal. Thank you so much for the teachers for inviting me for attending this amazing program and this podcast on the topic of digital citizenship. It is an honor to represent our school and share our students' insights on crucial topic. We are excited to contribute our perspective on digital citizenship, offering our ideas and fostering a valuable exchange of thoughts. So definitely, I'll have actively engaged with the challenges and opportunities presented by the digital world, and we believe that his participating will enrich this discussion, and he will definitely give his best to make this podcast lively. So last but not the least, we look forward to a productive conversation and collaborative aspiration of solutions. And thank you again for this opportunity, and we are eager to contribute to a successful podcast. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you for Mr. Firdaus for the speech. And the last one, speech from the headmaster of MTS Ibad Ar-Rahman, Muhammad Ruli Aulia SPD.
Bismillah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Jadi, ada suaranya nggak? Actually, I'm not a headmaster of Ibadur Rahman Islamic Boarding School, but at this moment I represent him to give a speech. All praises to Allah, the Lord of the world. We are truly grateful for the blessing of faith, Islam, and health, and that allow us to be here today at this podcast event. May peace and blessing be upon our beloved Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, his family, companions, and all of his followers until the end of the time. First, I would like to express how proud and thankful we are that one of our students has been given the opportunity to be a guest speaker on this podcast. This is a remarkable moment, not only as a platform to share ideas and inspiration, but also as a sign of trust in the talent and potential of our students. As a teacher, I feel joyful to witness our students grow into a confident person who are able to express their true and ideas in a respectful and meaningful way. I hope that through this podcast, the stories and perspective shared can inspire and bring benefit to all listeners, especially fellow students. We also sincerely thank to the NFS podcast team for providing this valuable space for our students to grow and shine. May this program continue to thrive and become an inspiration within the wider educational community. Finally, I wish this podcast session runs smoothly and bring blessing to everyone involved. Maybe enough for me. Thank you for everyone. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you for your speech, Mr. Ruli. Khalid, let's greet our audience. Hello, Talib Talibah of SMP NFBS Serang. Assalamualaikum. Wow, that's so loud. How about the student from SABP Mahat Ahmadi Negeri 9 Malaysia? Assalamualaikum. That's very loud too. How about student of SABP Mahat Ahmadi Negeri 9 Malaysia? Assalamualaikum. Sorry. Okay. How about student of MTS Ibad Ar-Rahman Negeri MTS Ibad Ar-Rahman? Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam.
I think we got 10,000 audience, right, Khalid? Yeah, right. Let's kick it off with the first question. What does it really mean to use the internet in a good and safe way, Ramadan?
Well, I think using the internet in a good and safe way is using the internet with good purpose. For example, Wira wants to use it for his homework. And that is the example of the way to use it in a good way. If you use it in a bad way, for example, Zafran uses it for watching inappropriate content. Sorry. So, yeah, repeat the question, please.
Okay, sorry. What does it really mean to use the internet in a good and safe way, Ramadan?
Well, what I think is using it in a good and safe way is using it with a good purpose. For example, if Wira uses it for his homework or something important for housework or schoolwork, that is a good way to use the internet. And using it in a safe way is like a safe user is aware of potential scams and avoiding viruses. Yeah, I think that's it.
That's a great idea, Kak Ramadan. Nova, do you agree?
Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. I think, in my opinion, I agree with his answer to the question.
Do you want to add anything or is that
What? Sorry. I cannot hear properly. Can you can you repeat the question?
Okay, sorry. I'll repeat. What does it really means to use the internet in a good and safe way?
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. Well, the real meaning of using social media in a safe and compassionate way is only using for meaningful and useful content. To be cautious about the harm that could affect our future. Take, for example, you go through a surface web like Google or Bing to search on a subject that you can't understand in school. Or maybe you are contacting with your friend on a video call.
Okay.
That's it for my first answer.
Okay. Wonderful. Okay. Zaki, anything to add?
I'm very agreed with both of your answers. For me, using the internet in a good and safe way means being smart, respectful, and careful every time you go online. It's about understanding that the internet is a public place. So every time you're going to post something or do something, you need to always ask yourself first, would I be okay if my parents, teacher, or friends saw this? Second, being safe online means protecting your personal information. That includes not sharing your real name, address, phone number, or other personal information. It's a similar thing that you won't tell it to a stranger on the street, so don't post it online. Lastly, safety also means protecting yourself from scams and bad links. If something feels off, trust yourself. Don't click it and use strong password. Log out from public devices and think before you share anything. For example, imagine you're in a group chat with your classmates and someone posts something that is you are unsure about it. Even if seems very it is it even if seems very good, but you're not sure about it, you need to you need to encourage your behavior and don't click it. Maybe that is from me. Additional.
Thank you. I'm sorry for the weird pause. So now here's the big one. How can parents and teachers help teenagers stay safe and kind online, Zaki?
Parents and teachers play a huge role in how we behave online, and it all starts with open communication. Instead of just saying don't do that or turn off your phone, they should actually explain why. For example, telling a teen not to post their location isn't just about control, it's about protecting their safety. Another way they help is by being role models. If parents are calling at the dinner table or arguing online, kids might think that's normal. But if they use tech respectfully and balance online and offline time, that sends a way stronger message than just yours. In the end, it's not just about controlling what teens do online, it's about teaching them how to make smart choices even when adults are wrong. Thank you for your time.
I love that answer. Ramadan, do you agree with Zaki?
Yes, I agree. Well, guiding teenagers to be safe and kind online is a continuous effort that requires open communication, clear expectation, and proactive education. We must foster an environment where our teens feel comfortable discussing their digital lives openly, sharing both positive and negative experiences without fear of judgment. Establishing clear rules together regarding screen time, online behavior, and privacy settings is crucial, helping them understand boundaries and responsibilities. Simultaneously, actively educating them about the various online risks, including cyberbullying, online predators, scams, and misinformation, is essential for their safety. Emphasizing the lasting impact of their digital footprint encourages thoughtful online behavior. Leading by example. In our own online interactions and utilizing parental controls with transparency are vital components of this guidance. Modeling respectful communication and responsible technology use sets a powerful precedent. When using monitoring tools, open dialogue about their purpose. Our concern for their well-being is key to building trust. Finally, making a genuine effort to understand the online platforms and trends our teenager engage with which allows us to provide relevant and effective support, ensuring they navigate the digital world safely and with kindness. And I think that's it.
Amazing. How about you, Naufal? No?
Parents and teachers are guardians of children. They shape how they learn, how they communicate, or even go through life. However, some of them let the young ones go through harmful and unquestionable content without supervision. So, in advice, always be aware of the communication that the minor use. In addition to it, put on a safe version of the app that they are using. So every time they browse the internet, they are not be shown to some gruesome yet questionable content on the internet. That's all for me.
Thank you, Naufal. All right, let's dive into a serious one. What are some dangers teenagers face with gadget, and how can we stop those? So, Ramadan.
Teenagers using gadgets face significant dangers such as cyberbullying, which can cause severe emotional distress through online harassment and rumor spreading. The curated nature of social comparison, exposure to inappropriate content, including violent or sexual material, is another risk to exploit them, and the oversharing of personal information can lead to privacy breaches and identity theft. Excessive gadgets use can also result in addiction, negatively impacting sleep, academics, social interaction, and overall mental and physical well-being, manifesting as eye strain, poor posture, sleep deprivation, and increased sedentary behavior. Finally, the inability to discern misinformation can lead to a skewed understanding of important issues. To mitigate these dangers, a multi-pronged approach involving open communication and education is crucial. Parents and educators must create a safe spaces for teenagers to discuss their online experiences and concerns without judgment. Establishing clear rules and boundaries around screen time and online behavior, while involving teenagers in the process, fosters responsibility. Explicitly teaching online safety, privacy settings, the permanence of digital footprints, and how to identify misinformations and scams is essential. Yeah, I think that's it.
Thank you, Ramadan, for your answer. Zaki, do you have anything else to add?
I'm very great with that. Just a little addition. I mean, Gadgets are amazing, but they come with risks also. And one of the biggest danger is cyberbullying. That's when people use social media, games, or group chats to hurt others. And it's real. Wars online can be painful as much as face-to-face insults, sometimes even more. Then there are also online predators who try to pretend they're someone else. They might sound friendly at first, but their goal is to manipulate. That's why we never share personal information with someone you don't know. There are also phishing scams like fake message that say you have won a prize or click here to fix your account. Never click random links and don't enter your information unless you're 100% sure it's real. Another issue is addiction or screen overuse. Too much time online can also lead to stress, sleep problems, or feeling disconnected from real life. There are some steps we can use to prevent these risks. First, you can use privacy settings on apps and games. Second, you can block or report people who makes you feel uncomfortable. You can also set your limit screen time and take breaks, like putting your phone away for an hour each day. Last, you can also talk to someone you trust when something weird happens online. Danger exists, but with the right habits, you can avoid most of them and still enjoy your technologies. Maybe that's for me. Thank you.
Wonderful answer. Okay. But how about you, Naufal? Hello?
Coba repeat the question.
Okay. Sorry. I'll repeat again. Naufal, how about you? How about your suggestion with the third question?
Well, my answer nowadays, every teenager and underage children have a cellular device on their hands 24/7 non-stop. This is dangerous to them because some parts of the internet promote unethical, meaningless, and very strange content like brain rot, violent trends, and even pornography. Yes, pornography, the internet most searched yet the deepest and darkest web on the internet. So, teenagers can also experience cyberbullying. In some cases, some users tend to use social media to spread negativity, gossip, and false rumors about other users on the internet to humiliate them. Some people roam through the internet in search of drama, entertainment, and even rivals. It's brilliant, but it's also dangerous. So, as teachers, how can we prevent this from happening? Well, we should always teach them about how to use the internet in a safe way. Also, when we encounter with cyberbullies, we can save the evidence to show the authorities to make an action and to to make action and to strive for greatness and also pay the price of the action that they do to us in social media. That's all for my answer.
Okay, thank you. Now, this one is for Zaki. Should schools teach teenagers on how to be safe online?
Absolutely yes about it. Just like schools teach math, science, or history, that should always they should be teaching us how to be safe and smart online. Why? Because tech is part of our daily life, from homework, socializing, and gaming. Learning how to spot fake news, protecting your privacy, and be kind online is just as important as any other subject. It's a real world knowledge that we'll use every day. Also, not every kid has parents who talk about internet safety. School can be one place where everyone learns the same helpful stuff and no matter where they come from. Teaching digital citizenship help us also to learn think before we thought, understand how algorithm and ads work, recognizing manipulation and cyber threat, and building healthy tech habits. And for the additional, yes, school should teach this. It's not extra, it's essential. Thank you.
I agree with that one. Naufal, do you have anything to say? Hello?
What? Sorry, can you repeat it? I cannot properly hear
Should schools teach
the question, please.
Oh,
Sorry.
yeah. I'm sorry. Should schools teach teenagers on how to be safe online?
Well, in my opinion, yes, it's important that schools teach teenagers of how to use the internet in a safe and respectful way. School officials must teach them how to use the internet in a safe and compassion, yet still be safe from others, because teenagers are an important asset of the country's future. And teachers cannot afford to lose them in campaigns and even programs in a fun and entertaining way. That's all for my answer.
Love that answer. But how about you, Ramadan?
Yeah, first, I agree with Noval and Zaki. First and foremost, the internet is no longer a peripheral tool, but an integral part of teenagers' lives. They use it for education, communication, entertainment, and even identity formation, just as schools teach them how to navigate the physical world safely. They have a responsibility to equip students with the skills to navigate the digital world safely and responsibly. The dangers teenagers face online, such as cyberbullying, exposure to harmful content, online predators, privacy breaches, and the spread of misinformation, are significant and can have lasting negative impacts. Schools are in a unique position to reach all students and provide them with consistent, age-appropriate education on these critical issues. I think that's it from me.
Love all those answers. Last question to Saki. How can kids still have fun with gadget and protect their information?
Well, enjoying gadgets and staying safe is very important. It's all about balance and awareness. First, you must use strong password like very strong, not 128, or your pet's name. Use a mix of letters, numbers, and symbols, and don't use the same password everywhere. Second, always check your privacy settings on every app you use. Make sure your account is private if you're not already and control who can see your post. Third, don't overshare. You don't need to tell the world where you are, what you're eating, or who you're with in real time. Keep some things just for yourself or your close friends. Next, be careful with what you click. If something seems very sketchy or too good to be true, it probably is, so don't fall for giveaway or weird links. Also, take regular screen breaks. Go outside, stretch, read the Quran, and give your eyes and brain a break for constant scrolling. And lastly, talk to people you trust about what you're doing online, whether it's a parent, teacher, or a close friend. Having someone to talk having someone to talk to keeps you grounded is very important too. Gadgets are awesome. They let us learn, create, and connect, but using them wisely makes them even better. Thank you. That's for me. Welcome.
Thank you for Zaki to answer the question. Okay, but how about you, Naufal? Hello? Naufal, can you hear me?
Wait, sorry, can you repeat the question? I cannot properly hear.
Okay, I will repeat it. The question is, how can kids still have fun with gadget and protect their information?
Now, on the internet, there are tons of hackers and scammers that are still active and targeting clueless victims like teenagers and underage children. For example, like me, they can steal personal information like ID, social security, and even government files that show our past families. They can also search on and take our personal investments like bank accounts, yet profits. So, how can we prevent it? Well, there are tons of ways we can prevent it from happening, like reject scam ads that pop on your screen that offers interesting that promote interesting offers in return for your personal data. Also, put on a VPN that blocks and filters out scam ads and links to your computer. So every time you browse internet and you browse a surface web, there is no more funny businesses that can mess with your data. That's all for my answer.
Wonderful answer. I like that. So, Ramadan, do you have anything to add?
Yes, of course. I agree with Novel.
Right? All right, teachers. Wow, we gained so many tips today. You three really know your stuff. And thank you to everyone tuning in. Remember, being online can be fun and helpful if we're smart about it. All right, Khalid. I think there are some expression to our audience to ask the question. All right, everyone, we are opening Q&A session. Please click the raise hand button on your device. We'll call your name and you can ask. Is there any question from audience? If you wanna ask some question, you can click the raise hand emoji. Is there any audience to ask the question to our speakers?
As a teacher, can I ask a few questions?
Sure. Yes, sure. You can ask question to our speaker.
All right. This question is for all speakers. Listen carefully. As a student, what would you do to make sure that every students, not only in Malaysia, not only Indonesia, but for all over the world, understand how to use internet or social media safely? Thank you.
Oh, pertanyaan.
Okay, this is the question from the teacher for all speakers. Teacher, can you repeat it again?
Sure. So this question is open to all speakers. I'll repeat again. As a student, how do you think is the safest way on how to use internet or social media safely?
Sorry, I have the answer for the question. Can I respond to the question?
Yes, you may
Yes,
respond to the
you may
question.
respond.
So no matter we are Malaysian or Indonesian, the internet is the same way. The internet is still the same. It has some like dangerous content or maybe questionable things on the internet. So the safe way and the easiest way is to use it only in meaningful content like searching a subject or learning something, discussing in meaningful conversation. Also, we can use a VPN, which in context, it means virtual protection network in the full name, to blocks and filters out some dangerous content. That's it for my answer.
Okay, speaker. Okay, thank you for Novel to answer the question. Is there any speaker want to add?
Well, first, I agree with Noval. And what I think is that how to use the internet in the safest way is that you need to minimize the use of technology, and also just use your tab or your phone to search important things. Just like for your homework or your work. Yeah, I think that's it for me.
Okay, thank you for Ramadan. And Zaki, anything to add?
I agree with both of you.
Okay,
It is actually very important to control what the teen is doing, like setting up limits and also securities. So it is also important to set their screen time using and for what they are using it. Maybe that is just a little additional from me. Thank you.
okay, thank you for Zaki to answer to add the tips. Okay, is there any audience to ask the question?
Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. May I give a questions, guys?
Yes,
you
yes,
may.
you can.
Okay, this is very interesting when the Indonesian school. Yeah, hello. Can you hear my voice?
Yeah.
Yes, we can hear your voice.
Okay, this is very interesting for me when the school from Indonesian and also the from Malaysians that we are gathered in one even in podcast here, and then we can know the what we call the cultures and also we have to know how to solve the problem about the digital era, digital literacy. And one thing that I really want to know, you can for the speakers, all the speakers, you can give your opinion about your schools. Yeah, because every school has their policy, how they control the what we call the gadget for their students, right? Now, my question is about: do you think your school are doing enough to prepare students for the challenge of the digital world? Why and why not? That's my questions. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam. Okay, thank you for Mr. to ask the question. Okay, I will choose the Novel. Okay. Novel,
Yes, yes.
to anything, you can answer the question.
Mm, uh, Sorry, can you repeat the question? I cannot properly hear. The line is not very unstable right now.
Okay.
It's okay, Nova. Let me answer the question for you. So, in Mahat Ahmadi itself, we are kind of ready to use digital as part of our educational system. So, in our school, we have provided high-speed internet that can be used in our school. We have proper library that students can use with the introduction of the internet as well. So basically, it depends on the school itself if they are ready to provide
yeah.
the internet. So by
Yeah.
using your internet and by using the digital support, the students can use all the information given to find out about how to solve their problems in mathematics, science, in English somehow. And it
Wow.
does help them to improve rather than using the textbook, because textbook is a little bit limited and they need to search more and more. And for teachers, we have provided some notes for them, but maybe they feel it is not enough. So for individual learning, the use of internet really helps them, especially preparing for the examination. And as you know, examination is part of the assessment to evaluate the students whether they are ready or not to pursue their education in a different area. So if the students need and wanted to be successful, the schools also have to help them to provide at least the high-speed internet and proper computer system so that they can challenge themselves and compete with other schools, not only in their own country, but also all over the world.
Okay, thank you. And Novel, can you answer the question?
Yeah. Hello. Okay. So Malaysia and or even Indonesia, we can promote, we can teach the students of how to be safe in online. Whether it's from gadgets like laptop, computers, or even phones, we can teach them of how we can behave on social media and how we can use digital platforms in a way that it's not just about spreading kindness, but it's also sharing knowledge and providing information to other users. So, in my opinion, we can provide it a safe and environmental online environment with our best efforts. That's all for my answer.
Thank you.
Hi there again. I think I just want to add a few more questions. So if you okay with it. So this question is open to all audience and speakers as well. As you are a student at school, you think somehow textbook is a little bit difficult for you to understand. So just a question for me. Do you think using handphone provided with proper apps like Instagram that has a lot of educational topics, do you think it is useful? Do you think using handphone can help you to achieve better in education? I mean, to answer all the questions, to find more topic that you won't get from the textbook. How about that? Do you agree with me?
Thank you for asking the question. Novel, do you have anything to say?
Yes. Well, it uh well, well, we can use textbooks for education, but some students can't properly understand what the textbooks teach us. So they use social media like Instagram, Facebook, or X, as you may know as Twitter, to learn more and more to learn more and to be precisely in the subject they cannot understand. So it's looking for it's kind of like it's for the students best. They can use the textbooks for themselves or they can use the internet. It doesn't matter as long as they can learn in a safe and proper way.
Okay, thank you to Novel for asking the question. Okay, anything to add, Kak Ramadan?
Yes, firstly, of course, I agree with Novel. Well, for me, it depends on the person. If we give a handphone to the wrong person that are bad in his way, it's not safe. But if there's teachers or someone that looks for the person, I think it's safe. And I think for junior high schoolers, using the textbooks is more efficient. Yeah, and I think that's all from me.
Thank you, Kak Ramadan, for the answer. So, Zaki, do you have anything to add?
Yes, I agree with both of your answers. For me, maybe sometimes using the textbook is not enough. For example, you're going to have a competition, an Olympiad competition like science or mathematics. Sometimes the material are not in the textbooks. So you may use like AIs or search engine like Google or maybe like ChatGPTs, Gemini, or maybe DeepSeek. It also helps very much for your educational purpose. It actually depends on how the person use it and what for. Maybe that's all for me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you to Rataki for answering the question. Okay, there is a audience votation from 80 SMPI Nurul 80 SMPI is NFB Serang. You may speak, you may speak. Hello?
How digital citizenship can help us overcome the digital divide.
I'm sorry. Can you repeat the question? Hello, 80.
How digital divide citizenship can help us overcome the digital divide. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Zaki, can you answer the question for 80?
Can you repeat one more time?
Oh my God. 80, can you repeat again? The speaker can hear it properly. Or you can slowly speak your question.
Can you slow down your question, please? We cannot hear it properly.
How digital citizenship can help us overcome the digital divide. Thank you.
Well, digital citizenship is very important actually to learn about because we are heading to the future where everything becomes more digital and there's a lot of new things that we must face, like social medias or digital news, and also maybe some of jobs become digital, like taxis are becoming self-steering, self-driving vehicles and other stuff, like, and it is also important to learn more about some digital citizenships, like maybe additional like programmings or tech management. Actually is depends on yourself again. Maybe thank you is from all from me.
Okay. Thank you to Zaki for answering the question. Okay. Speakers, anything to add?
Okay, I have a question to the speakers and for the audience, okay? So listen carefully. What are the examples that scammers use to trick people into giving their personal data and personal information? Thank you.
Okay, question for our speakers, to the speakers or to audience. Is there speakers or audience can answer the question? Novel, can you repeat it again?
Yes, no problem. So what are the examples that scammers use to trick people into giving their personal data and personal information about themselves?
Okay, thank you. Ramadan, can you answer it?
Okay, the examples of scams. So this is like my experiences. Yeah, I almost got scammed. So I was playing a game, right? And I wanted to get the game currency, and I want to buy it. I don't have any money, right? I don't want to use my mother's and parents' credit card. So I want to get it for free, right? So I'm searching on YouTube how to get free the game currency. And then when I click on the video, it shows the link. When I almost click it, my big brother comes from behind, and then he said, "Hey Rama, what are you doing? I want to get the free game currency." What? No, that's a scam, bro. What, a scam? No, nah, that's impossible. How do you know? Well, I know because it's I've experienced it too, and it's very risky to click it because it can lead to suspicious websites that make you give your personal identity. Oh, really? Oh, okay, fine. I'll not click it. Then after that incident, I never want to click a random link ever again. Yeah, that's all from me.
Okay, thank you for Ramadan to answer the question from Novel. Audience, there is anything to add? Oh, okay. There is question from 7D. You may speak. Hello, 7D.
Yeah. Hello.
Yeah.
All right. So we all enggak, jangan apa-apa. So we all know that the internet is day by day is getting more dangerous and more complex. My question is, what do you think will happen in the future? Because we all know that hackers and people are getting smarter and smarter by day to get to get our data. And yeah, so what do you think will happen in the future? about the security of our data, personal data. Thank you.
Oh, okay. Sorry. 70. Who are you? Who is speaking? What is your name?
Kok ditanya aja?
Uh, what is your name and what you what is what who speaker wait, who speaker do you pick do you ask the question? Who speaker? I mean
My name?
no, not your name.
Not your
Sorry.
name, not your name.
Sorry,
Uh,
my friend is having a little
the
bit of
question?
trouble. Sorry, my friend's having a little bit of trouble. Who are you asking the question to? To Kak Novel atau Kak Zaki? Thank you. Sorry for the interruption.
Anyone really? Anyone can.
Oh, so anyone can answer the question. Thank you.
Okay.
Martin?
Kak Zaki, Kak Novel, or Kak Rama, can you answer the question?
Yes, I can answer a specific question. So nowadays, scammers and hackers are getting better and better in technology. They can use software like AI to trick people. In fact, have you heard of the love scam? Anyone? Have you ever heard of the love scam? No one? Well, let me explain what is a love scam. So a love scam is a scam where you fall in love with someone online, and when they are in trouble, they ask you for help in giving money, currency, or anything to help them with financial or problems in the real world. For example, you fall in love with someone with a girl online, and then he tells you that his father is in a hospital and he can't pay the bills that hospital give to her. So you are feeling sincerity in your heart and you give some currency or money to her in maybe another country or maybe another state. And then when she received the money, she just blocks you. Yes, blocks you from her contact. And then you feel like, huh, I am useless. I am dumb of how I feel about her. So that's a love scam. You fall in love with someone, you give her or him some currency or some useful things, and then she blocks you. That's a very dangerous yet yet very cautious scam that we can experience online. Thank you.
Thank you for the answer, Kak Noval. Maybe Kak Zaki, do you have anything to add to the question?
Yes, first I agree with Noval. For addition, actually, yes, scam is very, very dangerous. There are already, in the past 3 months, there are $257 million that has been scammed from 4,000 suspects across 61 countries. As it get longer, hackers are getting very smarter. Like they using AIs, they can hack from Python, or maybe even they disguising into one of your friends in your context. So even though some federals like the CIA or the MI6 uh, has make some prevention, but it is also important for us to be aware for something that are asking for us to giving our personal information, or maybe asking for us to pay money, because you need to think twice before you do something. So it is important again to think before you do. Thank you. Maybe that's all from me.
Thank you for the answer, Kazaki. Unfortunately, Kak Rama has went to the bathroom for the meantime. And is there any more question from the audience? You may click the raise hand button. Hello? If there are no questions left, then we shall end the podcast here. Alhamdulillah. We're at the end of the podcast. Thank you for all the speakers, Kak Noval, Kak Zaki, and Kak Ramadan. My name is Khalid. My name is Zafran. And stay safe, stay kind, and see you next time on Smart Online, Safe Online. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bye. Have a nice day. Thank you.
Bye. Waalaikumsalam warahmatullah. Kamsahamnida.
Okay, goodbye. Have a good day.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Baik, baik.
These are my friends. Bye.